Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Lingo Listen. I'm Emma, and I'm really happy you're here with us today.
Hey everyone, I'm Sam. And today we are going to talk about something that makes a lot of people sweat.
Literally sweat.
English at work,
The office, the workplace, the job.
where you spend most of your day,
Around people you need to impress.
or at least not embarrass yourself in front of.
Yes, that's the goal.
Because work English, it's different.
It's not casual like talking to friends.
But it's also not super formal all the time.
It's somewhere in the middle.
And that middle is confusing.
Very confusing for a lot of learners.
I remember my first week at an English-speaking job.
Ooh, tell me.
My manager said, "Can you action that by EOD?"
What?
I had no idea what that meant.
What did you do?
I said absolutely and walked away very fast.
And then?
I sat at my desk and typed "What is EOD?" into Google.
And?
End of day. It meant finish the task by end of day.
Oh, that's so stressful.
I was nodding at things I didn't understand for weeks.
The confident nod.
The very confident nod, yes.
We have all done that.
Every single English learner has done that at work.
So today, we fix that.
No more mystery words.
No more confident nodding at things you don't understand.
Well, maybe a little less of it.
We'll get there.
We're going to cover real work situations.
Real office phrases.
Meetings, emails, talking to your boss.
Asking questions at work.
And how to sound professional without using difficult words.
Because professional does not mean complicated.
That is so important.
Say that again, Sam.
Professional does not mean complicated.
Perfect. Remember that, everyone.
But first,
If the Lingo Listen is helping you build real English confidence,
please like this video.
subscribe if you haven't already.
And share this with someone who is learning English for work.
They will thank you for it.
Okay, let's clock in.
Clock in. That means start work.
See? Office English already.
Okay, first situation.
Your very first day at a new job.
Or your first day working with English speakers.
You walk in, you meet your colleagues.
Colleagues means the people you work with.
Good word, write that down.
And you need to introduce yourself.
Which sounds simple,
But people freeze.
because they want to sound professional
And confident.
at the same time.
So here's a simple and natural introduction for work.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Emma. I just joined the team today.
Simple, warm, perfect.
Or, hi, I'm Emma. I'll be working in the marketing department.
Tell them your name and your role or department.
Department means your team or area in the company, like marketing, sales, finance, design.
And then you can add, "I'm really happy to be here," or "I'm looking forward to working with you."
Oh, that one is great. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Sounds so professional.
And it's only 8 words.
8 simple words.
Let's practice this. First day introduction.
Okay, I'll be the colleague.
And I'll be the new person.
Oh, hi, you must be new.
Yes, hi, I'm Emma. I just joined the team today.
Welcome, I'm Sam. I work in the sales department.
Oh, great. I'll be in marketing.
Oh, brilliant. We work together a lot, actually.
Really? That's great. I'm looking forward to working with you.
Me too. Let me know if you need anything.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
And scene.
Perfect first day introduction.
And notice, it felt like a normal conversation.
Not a formal speech.
Just warm and friendly.
I just joined the team.
I'm looking forward to working with you.
I really appreciate that.
3 phrases, that's all you need.
Now, let's talk about something that happens every single day at work.
Meetings.
Meetings in English.
Meetings are tough.
Because everyone is talking.
Fast.
Using short forms and office words.
And you're trying to follow everything.
And also look like you understand.
The confident nod returns.
Yes.
So what do you do in a meeting?
First, it's okay to not understand everything.
Really?
Even native speakers sometimes miss things in meetings.
That's actually reassuring.
And there are polite phrases to ask for clarification.
Clarification means asking someone to explain more clearly.
Good word.
What are those phrases? Could you clarify what you mean by that?
Polite, professional.
Or, sorry, could you say that again? I want to make sure I understand.
Oh, that's really good.
Because you're showing you care about understanding.
Not that you're lost.
Exactly. There's a big difference.
Another one?
Just to confirm, you mean, and then repeat what you think they said.
Checking your understanding.
Yes, and people appreciate it.
Because it shows you're paying attention.
And thinking carefully.
What about when you want to say something in a meeting?
Oh, this is big.
Because sometimes you have an idea,
Or a question.
but you don't know how to jump in.
So here are phrases to speak up in a meeting.
Okay,
Can I add something here?
very natural.
Or, if I could just say something.
Polite way to take the floor.
Take the floor means it's your turn to speak.
Good phrase.
Or simply, I have a question about that.
Direct, clear, nobody minds.
And if you're not sure your idea is right,
You can soften it.
I might be wrong, but what if we tried?
Oh, that's clever.
Because you're sharing an idea.
But not putting too much pressure on yourself.
If it's a good idea, great.
If not, you already said you might be wrong.
Ha, safe either way.
I love that strategy.
Let's do a quick meeting scenario.
Okay, small team meeting.
I'll be the manager.
And I'll be the employee trying to speak up.
So our sales numbers this month are lower than expected. Any thoughts?
Can I add something here?
Of course, Sam, go ahead.
I might be wrong, but I think the timing of our posts on social media could be better.
That's interesting. What do you mean exactly?
Well, we're posting in the morning, but our customers are more active in the evening.
Oh, good point, actually. Can you look into that?
Absolutely. I'll have something ready by end of week.
Perfect. Thank you, Sam.
And scene.
That was brilliant.
And I used I might be wrong, but
Which made it feel humble.
not too pushy,
And the manager loved the idea anyway.
because it was a good idea.
Yes, but the point is, you spoke up.
In simple English.
And it worked.
Perfectly.
Now let's talk about talking to your boss.
One-on-one.
Just you and your manager.
This feels very different from a meeting.
More personal.
More pressure sometimes.
So what are some common situations with your boss?
Asking for help with a task.
Giving an update on your work.
Asking for a day off.
Or asking for feedback.
Let's go through each one.
Asking for help.
Excuse me, do you have a few minutes?
Always start by checking if they're free.
Very important.
Then, I'm working on the report and I'm a little stuck. Could you help me?
I'm a little stuck is such a natural phrase.
People use it all the time,
It means I have a problem and I need guidance.
without sounding helpless.
Right, just human.
Giving an update on your work.
Your boss asks, how's that project going?
And you say,
It's going well. I should have it finished by Thursday.
or, I'm making good progress, just finishing the last part.
Making good progress. Love that phrase.
It sounds confident and professional.
Even if you're slightly behind.
Well, be honest.
Right, if you are behind,
I'm still working on it. I need a little more time.
honest and simple.
Or, I've hit a small problem, but I'm working on it.
Hit a problem means you found the difficulty.
Good expression. Now, asking for a day off.
This one makes people so nervous.
Because you feel like you're asking for something bad.
But taking days off is completely normal.
Everyone does it.
So here's how you ask. Hi, would it be okay if I took Friday off?
Simple, polite, direct.
Or, I was wondering if I could take a day off next week.
I was wondering if... We've heard that before.
From the phone call episode.
Works everywhere.
And if they ask why,
You can say, I have a personal appointment.
you don't have to explain everything.
Personal appointment covers everything.
Doctor, family, anything.
And most managers will be fine with that.
Now, asking for feedback.
This is something a lot of learners never do.
Because it feels scary.
What if they say something negative?
Right, but feedback helps you grow.
So here is how you ask for it.
I'd love to get your feedback on my work.
Or, is there anything I could do better?
That one is really powerful.
Because you're showing you want to improve.
Managers love that.
It shows maturity.
And confidence.
Let's do a quick scenario, asking your boss for a day off.
Okay, I'll be the manager.
And I'll be the employee trying to speak up.
So, come in. Hi, Emma.
Hi, do you have a few minutes?
Of course. What's up?
I was wondering, would it be okay if I took Monday off?
Monday. Let me check. Do you have anything due that day?
No, I'll make sure everything is finished by Friday.
Okay, that works. Personal reasons?
Yes, a personal appointment.
No problem at all. Enjoy your day.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Of course, just update your calendar.
Will do. Thanks again.
And that's it.
So smooth.
And notice the key phrases.
Do you have a few minutes?
I was wondering, would it be okay if...
I'll make sure everything is finished by Friday.
That line is important.
Because you're showing responsibility.
You're not just asking for time off.
You're showing you've thought about your work.
Big difference.
Now let's talk about something you do every day at work.
Emails.
Written English at work.
This is different from speaking.
But just as important.
And beginners often make emails too long.
Or too informal.
Or they use Google Translate and it sounds strange.
So here are some simple email phrases that always work.
Starting an email.
Hi name, I hope you're well.
Classic and always appropriate.
Or, hi name, I wanted to follow up on...
Follow up means check on something from before.
I wanted to follow up on our meeting yesterday.
Very professional.
Asking for something in an email.
Could you please send me...
Or, would it be possible to...
Both polite and clear.
Ending an email.
Please let me know if you have any questions.
Very standard, very professional.
Or looking forward to hearing from you.
And then, best regards or just best.
Then your name.
Simple, clean, done.
You don't need fancy words in work emails.
Simple and clear is always better.
Always.
Okay, let's bring everything together.
Full recap. Everything we covered today.
How to introduce yourself at work.
Hi, I'm Emma. I just joined the team. I'm looking forward to working with you.
How to speak up in a meeting.
Can I add something? I might be wrong, but what if we...
How to clarify what someone said.
Could you clarify what you mean? Just to confirm, you mean...
How to talk to your boss.
Do you have a few minutes? I'm a little stuck. Could you help me?
How to give a work update.
It's going well. I'm making good progress. I should have it by Thursday.
How to ask for a day off.
I was wondering if I could take a day off next week.
How to ask for feedback.
Is there anything I could do better?
And work email basics.
Hi, I hope you're well. Could you please? Looking forward to hearing from you. Best.
That is a complete work English toolkit.
All in simple beginner English.
No complicated words.
No long sentences.
Just real, natural, professional.
You can use every single phrase we practiced today tomorrow at work.
Literally tomorrow.
And here's something I want you to remember.
What?
Being professional in English is not about big words.
It's about being clear
Respectful.
and confident.
And confidence doesn't mean you know everything.
It means you're not afraid to ask.
Not afraid to speak up.
Not afraid to say, could you clarify that?
Because that is actually the smartest thing you can do.
The smartest people in any room.
Are the ones who ask the best questions.
So next time you're in a meeting and you don't understand something,
Don't just nod.
put down the confident nod.
And say, sorry, could you clarify that?
You will sound more professional for it.
Not less.
I promise you that.
We both do.
Thank you so much for listening today, everyone.
This was such a valuable episode.
If this helped you feel more confident about English at work,
Please give this video a like.
it really helps our channel grow.
Subscribe so you never miss a new episode.
We post every week.
And leave us a comment below.
Tell us, what is your biggest challenge with English at work?
We read every single comment.
And your answer could become our next episode.
Share this with a colleague or a friend who's learning work English.
They will really appreciate it.
We will see you in the next episode.
Take care, everyone.
Bye!
Bye.